The transition from gasoline-powered vehicles to electric vehicles has become one of the most significant changes in the modern automotive world, yet many drivers remain uncertain about whether making the switch is truly worthwhile. For those who still have doubts about replacing a traditional gas car with an electric vehicle, real-world evidence often speaks louder than any specification sheet or marketing claim. A compelling example comes from a 2018 Tesla Model 3 that has accumulated an impressive 234,000 miles while requiring less than $3,000 in total maintenance costs throughout its lifetime. This single case provides a powerful demonstration of how electric vehicles can perform over long periods of time, not only in terms of reliability but also in terms of operating expenses. Instead of relying on theoretical projections or manufacturer promises, examining the real-world performance, maintenance requirements, and long-term ownership costs of such a high-mileage Tesla offers valuable insight into what drivers can actually expect from an EV. Alongside this example, it is also worth examining the latest design updates introduced for the 2026 Tesla Model 3, including interior refinements like a black Alcantara-style headliner and an upgraded 16-inch quad high-definition display. In addition, many Tesla owners remain curious about the company's evolving policies surrounding full self-driving capability, particularly whether the previously popular $2,000 upgrade opportunity for transferring FSD from an older Model 3 to a new Tesla, such as a Model Y or Cybertruck, still exists today. Before diving deeper into the Model 3 discussion, it is helpful to look briefly at Tesla's broader lineup and the strong demand currently surrounding the company's vehicles. Recently, the all-wheel drive version of the Tesla Cybertruck, priced at approximately $59,000 and launched earlier this year, experienced a dramatic surge in demand shortly after its introduction. Delivery estimates that were once much sooner have now been pushed back to April 27, roughly 14 months later than initially expected. This delay is widely interpreted as a clear sign that Tesla received an overwhelming number of orders once the lower-priced configuration became available. Adding to the excitement, Tesla has confirmed that its next-generation AI 5, also known as Hardware 5, is scheduled to begin rolling out in 2027. Many potential buyers quickly placed the required $250 reservation deposit in hopes of securing a position in line for vehicles equipped with the upgraded hardware. At the same time, Tesla made several policy adjustments that likely accelerated order volume even further. The company announced that the option to transfer full self-driving capability between vehicles would change after March 31, and it also revealed a price increase for the Cybertruck following February 28. These developments created a strong incentive for buyers to place orders early. When viewed together, the extended delivery timelines and growing reservation numbers clearly suggest that Tesla's current production capacity has already been fully absorbed by demand. In practical terms, the newly priced Cybertruck configuration is essentially sold out for this allocation cycle, marking one of the most supply-constrained phases for the vehicle since its launch. Returning to the main focus of this discussion, the long-term ownership experience of the Tesla Model 3 offers some of the most persuasive arguments in favor of electric vehicles. Owners who have accumulated extremely high mileage consistently report that the vehicle remains surprisingly durable even after years of heavy use. Feedback from multiple Model 3 drivers indicates that reaching 234,000 miles is not viewed as the end of the vehicle's life at all. In fact, many owners believe the car can easily travel another 100,000 miles or more, meaning that total lifetime mileage between 300,000 and 350,000 miles is entirely achievable without major mechanical failures. One owner reported that his own 2018 Model 3 had already reached 185,000 miles before he decided to trade it in, and he described the driving experience as nearly identical to when the vehicle was new. There were no unusual vibrations, no significant deterioration in ride quality, and no sense that the car had aged dramatically despite the extensive mileage. Perhaps the most surprising detail for many traditional car owners is the extremely low maintenance cost associated with such high mileage. Over more than 200,000 miles of driving, the owner reported that maintenance expenses were virtually non-existent. Even the original brake components remained intact, something that might seem almost impossible for drivers accustomed to gasoline vehicles where brake wear is common. The explanation lies in one of the defining features of electric vehicles: regenerative braking. Instead of relying solely on traditional brake pads and rotors to slow the car, EVs use their electric motors to convert kinetic energy back into electricity when the driver lifts off the accelerator. This process significantly reduces the amount of mechanical braking required, meaning brake components can last far longer than they would in a conventional car. As a result, the most frequently replaced components on many high-mileage Tesla vehicles are not mechanical systems but rather simple consumables such as tires and windshield washer fluid. In the case of the 234,000-mile Model 3, the largest repair expense was the replacement of the air conditioning compressor, which cost roughly $2,500 to $3,000. Aside from that, the majority of maintenance expenses were related to routine tire replacements. Considering that the owner averaged around 30,000 miles of driving each year, replacing tires almost annually is entirely normal and would be expected regardless of whether the vehicle was electric or gasoline-powered. When compared with the lengthy list of maintenance items typically required for internal combustion vehicles, oil changes, oil filters, spark plugs, belts, transmission servicing, exhaust system repairs, and various engine components, the maintenance checklist for an electric vehicle is dramatically shorter and far less expensive over time. Of course, one of the common criticisms of electric vehicles is that their initial purchase price can be higher than comparable gasoline cars. While this observation is often true at the time of purchase, the total cost of ownership tells a different story. When lower fuel costs, reduced maintenance requirements, and fewer mechanical failures are considered over many years of driving, electric vehicles can become significantly more economical in the long run. Tesla has continued refining its vehicles to make them even more appealing to new buyers. Recently, the company confirmed that a mid-year refresh of the Tesla Model 3 would introduce several noticeable improvements to the interior design. Among the changes is a new black headliner similar to the one already used in the Tesla Model Y, which gives the cabin a more premium and modern appearance. Additionally, Tesla plans to upgrade the central display to a 16-inch screen with a higher resolution. The current display resolution of 1920 by 1200 pixels will be increased to 2560 by 1440 pixels, reaching a quad high-definition level that produces sharper graphics, clearer navigation visuals, and more immersive media playback. Reports suggest that references to these upgrades were discovered within Tesla's configuration resources for the European and Chinese markets, indicating that Gigafactory Shanghai may be the first facility to implement the updated interior features. If that timeline proves accurate, the European market will likely receive the enhancements shortly afterward. Another change that has attracted attention is the appearance of a new paint color known as Deep Blue Metallic, which was recently spotted on a standard Model 3 in the United States. Although the color has not yet appeared on Tesla's official ordering page, it is expected to become available soon, offering buyers another distinctive exterior option. Financial incentives and promotional financing programs have also encouraged many Tesla owners to consider upgrading from older vehicles. For instance, the owner of the previously mentioned 234,000-mile Model 3 reported that Tesla offered approximately $8,500 for the car as a trade-in, along with a $500 loyalty bonus. Considering the extremely high mileage, this offer surprised many observers and demonstrates the continued demand for used Tesla vehicles. Market data from the U.S. used car sector further supports this trend. While Tesla continues improving newer models like the Model 3 and Model Y, demand for larger models such as the Model S and Model X has also remained strong. In fact, resale values for these vehicles have increased significantly. The average price of a used Model S rose from about $47,226 in September 2025 to roughly $57,360 in January 2026, representing an 8.5% increase. The Model X experienced an even greater rise, climbing from $51,973 to approximately $57,360, which equals a 10.3% gain. Overall, the average price of used Tesla vehicles has increased by about 4.3% since last September, when the $7,500 federal tax credit expired. By comparison, other electric vehicle brands have not experienced the same positive trend, with their average resale values declining by roughly 3.6% during the same period. Another subject that frequently generates discussion among Tesla owners is the company's evolving full self-driving policy. In the past, Tesla occasionally allowed customers to transfer their purchased FSD capability from an older vehicle to a new one during limited promotional windows. This policy created a valuable opportunity for some drivers. For example, if a car was equipped with enhanced autopilot, the owner could upgrade to full self-driving for $2,000 and then transfer that capability to a newly purchased Tesla. However, this arrangement changed after February 14, when Tesla discontinued the transfer option. As a result, the strategy of upgrading an older vehicle and immediately moving FSD to a new one is no longer available. Tesla has also adjusted the way autopilot and advanced driving features are bundled. Once the initial trial period ends, drivers who wish to continue using the full suite of advanced self-driving tools must subscribe to the FSD service, which costs approximately $99 per month. This policy change has a direct impact on purchasing decisions for many customers who are considering upgrading their vehicles. Despite these policy shifts, Tesla's self-driving technology continues to accumulate enormous amounts of real-world driving data. According to the company, the full self-driving system has now logged more than 8.2 billion miles of driving information worldwide, with usage occurring at an astonishing rate equivalent to roughly 13,000 miles per minute globally. Looking toward the future, Tesla has confirmed that Hardware 5 will begin rolling out in 2027, promising substantial improvements in processing power, sensor capabilities, and the overall performance of its autonomous driving systems. For current Tesla owners, especially those driving the Model 3, the long-term durability of the vehicle remains a fascinating topic. Drivers who eventually reach milestones such as 300,000 or even 400,000 miles will provide valuable insights into the true lifespan of modern electric vehicles. Understanding which components require replacement, what the most expensive repairs might be, and whether the original brake system can last that long will help future buyers make informed decisions. For people currently shopping for an electric vehicle, one of the most common questions involves choosing between a brand new Tesla Model 3 and a used Tesla Model Y. Both vehicles share many advantages that define the Tesla ecosystem, including impressive driving range, access to the extensive supercharger network, regular over-the-air software updates, and a minimalist design philosophy that many drivers appreciate. However, the two models serve slightly different purposes. The Model 3 is a sleek and sporty sedan that has recently received meaningful upgrades, while the Model Y is a practical crossover that has become one of the best-selling electric vehicles in the United States. From an efficiency standpoint, the Model 3 holds a clear advantage thanks to its lower and more aerodynamic design. Its streamlined shape allows it to move through the air with less resistance than the taller Model Y, which translates directly into improved energy efficiency. In everyday driving, this means the Model 3 can travel more miles using the same amount of electricity, ultimately reducing charging costs. The long-range all-wheel drive version of the Model 3 delivers a driving range that nearly matches the Model Y while weighing less and consuming less energy. Performance is another area where the Model 3 stands out. Its lower center of gravity and lighter structure provide sharper handling, quicker acceleration, and a more engaging driving experience overall. In performance trim, the Model 3 can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a time that rivals many sports cars, making it one of the quickest vehicles in its price category. The Model Y remains comfortable and capable, but its taller profile and additional weight prevent it from achieving the same level of agility. Inside the cabin, the refreshed Model 3 introduces improved materials, enhanced fit and finish, and upgraded technology features. A larger, higher-resolution central display makes navigation, media controls, and driving visualizations appear clearer and more modern. Rear passengers also benefit from additional touches such as a dedicated rear screen and improved ambient lighting. The Model Y, however, still provides more vertical space and cargo flexibility, which can be extremely useful for families or drivers who frequently transport large items.